Hello, welcome to TH Media More Than the Score, presented by Dubuque Bank and Trust. I am your host, Steve Ortman. We have a great show this week. Paul, the teleprompter's broken.
Just wing it. Just wing it.
Just wing it?
Wing it.
I can't do it. Okay, we're back. The teleprompter is fixed. Thank you to Dubuque Bank and Trust. So we're able to fix that, and we're back with more in the score here with Brenden West. How's it going, Brenden?
Thanks for having me, Steve-O.
No problem, man. It's always an honor and a privilege to have you on board.
Yeah, it's great to be on the show again. Thanks.
So we'll, as far as what's going on around here, we're talking Drake Relays. Was just this past weekend down in Des Moines. You were all over that. So what are some of the big happenings down at Drake?
Yeah, well, thanks for asking. Drake, locally, we did a great job. Highlights were obviously D'Angelo Jackson. He got second place in the long jump, which is truly remarkable considering that it's a statewide meet. You're going up against the best in Iowa. So he led the Dubuque Senior Rams there. We had a third place finish for the 4x100. That went to the Dubuque Wallards girls team, so congratulations to them. And then finally we had Will Blazer, who finished 6th overall in the shot put for Western Dubuque. So we actually had a lot of really good performances, and one of the great things about the Drake Relays is it's always sort of a nice little preview for what we're going to see down at the state tournament. That happens in a couple weeks. We got districts coming up next week here, so it should be an exciting conclusion to the state track season, so I'm really looking forward to covering it.
Yep, absolutely. When you're talking confidence, how big is it to perform well down at Drake? How much confidence does that give you going down to the state meet?
Oh, it's huge. We'll use D'Angelo as an example. Last year, his coach said that he placed 7th place at the Drake Relays, and he really used that as sort of a motivating factor for him. He comes back to the state meet and places first there. So I'm sure he's looking to repeat as state champion there in Class 4A, and second place finish is one removed from the medal stand. So we'll be looking to see what he does, and obviously those other top finishers as well. It's a nice little confidence booster to go to Drake the first time and then go again for the state meet a second time. So we'll see how they all do, here in the next couple weeks.
Oh, well, that sounds great, Brenden. I am receiving word that we have reached our time limit for Brenden West on this episode. So we're gonna pass it along to Jim Leitner to talk some Fighting Saints hockey. And budgets are tight everywhere. We're gonna kind of have a rough transition here. Can you help me with a classic Wayne's World outro?
Yeah, whatever.
All right, folks, we're back. We've sent Brenden West out to boil all the water for the building for our use here, and we're back with Jim Leitner to talk some Fighting Saints hockey. How's it going, Jim?
Very good, very good.
All right, well, you look at the playoff season. We're at the Eastern Conference final stage. Saints are playing Bloomington. They're tied 1-1. Tell us about last weekend.
Last weekend was an interesting weekend. The Fighting Saints went out and won the first game 7-1. They were on cruise control pretty much, and game 2 was kind of the exact opposite. They didn't come out very strong in the first two periods actually, and then ended up losing 4-3. So the series is tied at 1 game apiece, heading to Bloomington this weekend for games 3 and 4, which are Friday and Saturday, and Bloomington has home ice advantage now, which is always key in any kind of playoff series that you have.
You mentioned, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. You mentioned the Saints were just dominant in the first game, but then one night later the tables are turned. That seems to be the case so many times in so many different sports.
It's very interesting. Bloomington's a team that, and they've done this before in the last series, the semifinal series against Cedar Rapids. They got blown out in game 1. Came back and won game 2 and ended up winning the series, obviously. So they're a team that was definitely motivated by losing big. Bloomington's a team that likes to get under your skin, and you have to play very disciplined hockey to beat them. And the Fighting Saints, I think their discipline kind of let them down a little bit in Game 2, and it cost them. And actually, we talked to Fighting Saints head coach Jason Lammers after the game, and he touched on, a little bit of the discipline issue.
Yeah, I thought it was a different game. I thought they were hungrier than we were, and that's why they came out with the W. And it's certainly something that we need to turn the page and move on. But there's some little details that we know and we need to get better at. Well, it's on the road, and it's going to be our detail again, just how well we work together and communicate, and the things that we worked on all year. Well, we were prepared for the weekend. I just think there's some little things. It's a difference of one play in the hockey game there tonight, and we're going to educate our guys, and they're going to do a good job working this week, and we're going to get back after it.
All right, so now we head into this weekend. Heading to Bloomington, what are going to be the keys for the Saints?
Well, obviously the big key is going to be discipline. They're going to have to play disciplined. They're not going to have to. They're going to avoid anything that happens after the whistle. That's a big key. They're going to have to play good, disciplined hockey and not let Bloomington get under their skin. The Fighting Saints are a very good road team. They've played very well in Bloomington. They've won both the games there this season so far. So, they're a team that's definitely capable of winning in Bloomington. So, discipline's going to be the key. Mostly just to, kind of keep their mouths shut and just play the game and between the whistles and not worry about any of the extracurriculars.
All right, well, it should be an interesting weekend to see how things shape up. That's going to do it for this episode of TH Media More Than the Score, presented by Dubuque Bank and Trust. He's Jim Leitner. I'm Steve Ortman. Keep your water clean out there, folks.